Narrowing down your product list. In this lesson, you're going to discover how to narrow down your hot opportunity list to your best 3 hot opportunities. You will then take those 3 products forward into Module 2. So you are now going to evaluate your opportunities and choose your best 3 to move forward with. However, that does not mean you discard the rest. They might well be future products for you. Remember, they are all viable products, and you have worked hard to build this list. So there is absolutely no need to delete any of the products on it. Estimated profit margin. Before contacting suppliers, which you'll do in Module 2, we can only estimate the gross profit margin. The estimation is not especially accurate, but is more a way of comparing your products. You might find once you contact suppliers and start negotiating that it might be higher or lower. Making the choice. So you are going to use the data you have acquired to narrow down your list, and you will learn various methods, but it will come down to you making the decision, whether you want to go with a more competitive product with more sales volume or vice versa. More competition does mean more work and potentially cost to rank your product, but a higher number of sales once the product is ranking. Now, this is the most subjective part of this process. It's a decision you have to make, but it's important you don't get hung up on this, because worst case scenario, if a product doesn't make it after you contact suppliers, you just come back and select another one. Strictly speaking, you can't choose the wrong products. However, having your best 3 products is critical before going through Module 2. So let's go take a look how we do this. Okay, so as you can see, I've added a few more products to my ASM workbook, and I just wanted to show you that we have added another column, and when you create your own copy, this will be there. Now, it's not especially important, but it just gives an extra way of sorting our products, which you will see shortly. So the first thing we need to do is go and get an estimated cost for these products, because that will give us an estimated gross profit margin. Right now, you'll notice the gross profit margin is exactly the same as the price. Now, this is definitely estimated. This will change once you contact suppliers. But again, it's more about being able to compare your products so that you can choose 3 to move forward with. So to get that price, we're going to go to a site called Alibaba.com, which is Alibaba.com. You've probably heard of it. Essentially, it's a marketplace where manufacturers can offer their products. Now, Mike is going to walk you through exactly how to use this the best way, including how to narrow down the suppliers, etc. But for the sake of this lesson, we're just going to look for ballpark costs. So if we go with this first one, the knife sharpening whetstone kit, I'm just going to copy the keyword. I'm going to go to Alibaba and I'm going to paste it into where it says products in the search. Don't change that. You can leave it as it is, and then click search. Alibaba are a little bit like Amazon and do test and split test how things appear on their site. So if it doesn't look exactly like this, then don't worry too much about it. And as I said, you will be learning about things like Gold Plus suppliers later, but we're looking for an estimated figure. So we want to find products as close to the one on our list as possible. Now, a good tip here is to actually open up the listing in Amazon so you can see exactly what it looks like. And you see we've got a whetstone here, but it's on like a nice bamboo base. And you can look at the other images so we can see what it looks like. So I'm going to start scrolling down through these offers until we find one that looks similar. And you can see one here. This looks almost identical, if not identical. And there's a couple of things briefly want to cover. First of all is the minimum order, and that's the MOQ. And again, Mike will cover this in complete detail, but it's essentially saying how many you need to order to get the price above. What you will find is you will have suppliers like this one who have a ridiculously large range. It's starting at $1 to $11. Normally, the lower number applies to a higher MOQ. If you get suppliers that are giving you such a wide range, normally you could ignore it, or you can choose the middle ground. But we want to look for ones that look more realistic. But if I look at this one, I'm going to guess the price is around $5, $6. But we'll keep moving down, looking for the same product. That's just a whetstone with no base. And again, and just keep going. This one looks similar, and they're saying $8.30 to $8.70 for 1,000. That looks more reasonable. So for that one, we're kind of looking at $8.50. Got another one here, and again, it's a large range. It's ranging $14. So I might ignore this one. We'd be looking like $12 for this one, which is significantly more than the others we've looked at. But if I keep going, again, I'm not sure this is the same product, but if it was, you're looking at about $10. Here's another one, and this one's $7.50 to $10. So in my head, I'm actually thinking it's going to be around $8, $8.50, something like that at this point. Now, you should make notes of these. Just write the prices down as you move through the list so that you can have a closer look. I'm going to try and add this up in my head, and my math is not always that great, but I'll keep going. I'm in my head right now, I'm thinking $8, $8.50. I've got another one here for $5 to $10, so that would be $7.50. So maybe I'll pull it down to $8 in general for this product. Got another one here, 6 to 10, and that's exactly $8. So I think I've seen enough examples, and I'm going to estimate the price for this product is going to be $8. So I've come back to my workbook, and in the estimated cost, I'm going to put 8. And you'll notice now when I move out of that, the estimated profit margin has dropped down to $28.99, which is still a very large profit margin. If I was to take this product forward and start contacting suppliers, I might well find that it might be a bit higher. It might be $10 per unit. But again, that's something that we'll cover in module 2. But this is just giving us a ballpark figure. So let's have a look at the single paper towel holder. I'm going to copy that, go to Alibaba, paste it in, and hit search. And I'm going to go back and open this one up so we can see what it looks like. Okay, so we've got a good idea. You can look at the other images so you've got a really good idea of what it is. And then we'll start looking. So this one says single paper towel holder, although it doesn't have the lever at the side. It must have a different method, or it might have, they're just not showing it. And they're saying $2.40. They're not even giving a range. Keep going down. This one looks more similar. You can see it's actually got the arm. It's not quite the same as ours, but it's got the arm to help you do the single tear. And they're saying $2.50 to $4.50. So that's about $3.50 average. This next one's at $3.78. It's similar, provides the same thing, but it's not exactly the same as our product, but it's close enough. And again, $3.78, so I'm quite happy with $3.50. I've got another one here. It says it's single tear. Again, 3 to 4, so I'm thinking $3.50 looks reasonable. I'm going to keep going. This one's a little bit different. It's got a frame underneath, and they've got quite a wide range for a low price product. This one, you can see this one looks very, very close, and it's $3.50 to $5. So maybe I'm thinking more along the lines of $4. It's interesting. There's one of the ones we saw in the search that was different. Got another one here with an arm. They're saying $1 to $5. So right now I'm pretty okay with $4. See another one here, $2.50 to $5. So again, we're not a million miles away with $4. And you can always err on the side of caution if you wish, but I'm going to say this is $4. So for this one, I put in 4. And you can see our estimated profit margins dropped to $20. And find something a little bit more difficult. How about the apple peeler? Now, just like with Amazon, I'm going to assume this is going to give us a huge different range of apple peelers, but we're looking, remember, it's for the red one. Let's open it up so we can have a look at it. And I don't mean the red one as in it has to be red, but just the type of thing we're looking at. So that's what we're looking at. So this one's fairly similar, saying $3.20. This one looks almost identical, and it's $3.80 to $5. So maybe looking at $4.50. Again, this one looks the same. Just looking at the base to see if it's the same suction type. It's a bit lower, $2 to $3.50. So maybe we're looking at more like $3.50. This one looks similar. It's a different color, $3.80 to $3.95. So I'm not that a million miles away. This one's much more expensive, $5 to $10. So I might rule that one out because that's almost $7. This one's $4.20 to $4.50. So I'm still okay with $4 right now. I think it's a pretty good estimate. And we've got another one at $3 to $4. So again, $4 sounds reasonable, and you can see it's got the lever for the suction cup. So I'm going to be okay with $4. Now, I'm just looking at one page. Just like with Amazon, go and look at the next page at least, so that you've got 2 pages to look at. And if you're not finding as many results for your product, then go even deeper, or even try a different keyword. But I'm going to say $4. So if we go back to the apple peeler, and you can see I'm not really going crazy over this. I'm not too worried about getting an exact price because it's impossible at this stage without actually contacting them. So I'll grab one more example. Let's have a look at the flagpole solar light. Just open it up so we can remember what it looks like. And it's important to have the exact look of the product in your head when you go through this. So I'd always recommend you open it. Go back to the search, paste it in and hit search. And you see straight away we're seeing some very, very close examples. This one looks almost identical. And so does this one. So that's $10 to $12. So that would be $11. This one's 8, basically 8 to 9, so maybe $8.50. This one's a lot more expensive. It's a little bit different too. This one looks identical. It's 10 to 12. I'm thinking that $8 might be a bit low. $10.50 to $11 basically. So I'm thinking $10 looks more reasonable. We've got $8.50 to $13.50, so that's $10. Well, that should be $11. So I'm actually thinking $10 looks more reasonable. We'll just take a look at these two here. 8 to 13, again, 10 looks reasonable, and this one's 5 to 10, so it might be a bit lower. So I'm going to go with $10. I think that looks reasonable. In fact, actually, just let me check these next two. You can see these are both lower, so I'm still okay with 10. Now, as I said, if you're writing these down, you should be able to get a more accurate figure. I'm just basically trying to add things as I go through them, but we're going to put the $10 in here. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video and go and finish these off. I think I've shown you enough examples so that you can see how to do this. And then when I come back, I'm going to show you how you can sort this sheet different ways to give you an idea of different ways of choosing your product, whether it's by competition, low competition, price, revenue, profit margin, whichever way you want to do it. So I'm just going to pause the video. Okay, so as you can see, I've filled out the remaining products' estimated costs. We've now got the estimated profit margin for all these products. So now comes the decision on how you want to find your products. You can choose the top 3 in terms of lowest reviews, which normally indicates lowest competition. You can choose it on the highest estimated profit margins. You can choose the top 3 estimated monthly revenues. There really is a multitude of different ways you can do this. You can also look at estimated cost. So you could actually, if you don't have a lot of funds to hand, you can look at the cheapest ones to order inventory. It really is up to you. And personally, I like to mix it up. I like to choose one for each of the different methods. So I might choose the highest monthly revenue, or pick one from the top 3 monthly revenue and then pick the lowest estimated cost. As I said, it really is up to you. But the easiest way to do this is that we're going to click in product URL at the top left, and then you want to hold down the shift key and click in the last piece of data you entered, which will be under estimated monthly sales. And I did forget to mention, you can add this by just looking at Jungle Scout for each of the products, and the same with the estimated monthly revenue. So once you've done that, we're going to click on data again and then click on sort range. And this time we're going to check the box for data has header row, because it has. And you'll notice it's now giving us the actual column names. So I'm going to start with looking at the lowest reviews. So I'm going to click on reviews and I'm going to leave it on A to Z because that's low to high. And I want to look at the products with the lowest reviews for the primary product. And then I'm going to click sort. And once again, we're going to get this message telling us that we're doing something that we might not want to do, but we do. So we're going to click on OK. And now you'll notice it sorted all the products in terms of the review numbers. And you'll notice it's now showing the reviews from low to high. So all the products now are sorted reviews low to high. Now I like to look at 3 products. So I'm going to highlight the top row and then I'm going to hold the shift key and click on the 3rd row. And it just highlights it. It just makes it a little bit easier to see. So if I'm looking to pick one of my products by the lowest number of reviews, I've got these 3 to look at. And you can see the first one does have the lowest reviews across the board. It's also got the lowest estimated profit margin and also revenue. So looking at these 3 products, I actually like the look of the 3rd one because the primary product is higher than the first, but the 2 competing products are both lower than the first and the second. And the bonus with this one is it's got a low estimated cost. The estimated profit margin is almost double the first one. So I think it looks a better option. And the second one is just a little bit more competitive. You can see that the competing products both have over 1,000 reviews. So this product out of the top 3 is the one I'd go for in terms of lowest reviews. So I'm going to highlight that row by clicking on the 5. And I'm going to go up here to where it says A. And I'm going to change the color to red. And you can see now it's showing us that line in red. And then I'm going to bold it. So it stands out. So I know that that is going to be one of my choices because I've literally in a few seconds just made a decision on one of the 3 products I'm taking forward. And again, don't get hung up on this. Sort it however you want and then select one. Now, alternatively, I could have chosen the top 3 and just gone with the 3 with the lowest reviews. But as I said, I do like to mix it up. So I'm going to go back again. I'm going to click on product URL, hold the shift key, click on the last piece of data. I'm going to go to data because I'm going to sort by a different way. So I click on data, sort range, check the box for data has header row. This time I'm going to go for, let's go for estimated monthly revenue. This time I'm going to choose Z to A. So it's going to be high to low. I'm going to click sort. I'm going to click OK. So now all our products are sorted in terms of highest monthly revenue. And again, I'm going to click on the 3, the shift key, and then the 3rd line. So we've got these 3 now highlighted so they're easier to see. So as you can see, the first one is the highest, but only 18,000 more than the second. But they're both significantly higher than the third one. So I'd probably be looking at these two. And then I would look at estimated cost, for instance. And you can see the estimated cost is a lot higher for the first one compared to the second one. However, you'll also look, the estimated profit margin is a lot higher for the first one too. And if we look at the reviews, there's not a lot to choose between them. They're all pretty much similar. Although the primary product for the second example here is quite a lot higher than the first. I mean, there's not a lot of difference between these reviews. So my personal choice here, I'm going to choose the top one because it's literally, I'm choosing by the highest amount of money possible. Again, it's something we might find we take through into suppliers and find out the estimated cost is higher. So it might make more sense for the second one. But for the sake of this, remember, we're just choosing 3 products to go forward with. I'm going to highlight row 1. I'm going to select the color. I'm going to choose red. This time it's asking me to approve it. I'm saying yes. And then I'm going to click bold. And again, I'm going to go OK. So I've now chosen 2 of my 3 products. And it's that easy. You can take more time over this. You can look at more than 3 products for each thing. It's completely up to you. But we'll do one more. I'm going to click on product URL. Click on the last piece of information under estimated monthly sales. Click on data. Click on sort range. Data has a header row. And this time, let's go for estimated profit margin. Again, I want it high to low, so I'm going to go Z to A, click sort, and click OK. So now all our products are highest profit margin to lowest profit margin. And if we highlight the top 3, you'll notice we've already picked one out of the top 3. So I'm actually going to go down to this row so that I've got 3 products I haven't chosen. The sample product is still in there. We're not using that. I haven't even checked to see whether that's viable or not. But let's have a look at what we've got. So we're seeing that this 5th one, the bottom one in other words, has a much higher monthly revenue and has got a nice low cost, but it's $8 less in terms of profit margin. The estimated cost is double, it's an extra $4. And then we can look at the reviews as well, like 1742. Again, the single paper towel holder has a lot of reviews, and in fact, that would sway me. So although I have sorted this by profit margin, I'm actually looking at the reviews from a point of view of comparing the top and the bottom one. And the reviews seem easier than this one. Again, you know, it's pros and cons here. And you'll normally find this. And especially, you know, moving forward, the products you are going to be choosing, they're going to look different than this. And the numbers are going to look different because you're probably going to be finding a lot of your products further down the searches in Amazon. So page 10, 20, 30, 80, 100, whatever it is. So the numbers might look different. So you might need to spend more time looking and comparing. But hopefully you're seeing it, you know, this is subjective. This is what you want. And I've done this by data. You could actually look at these and, for instance, let me see, which one did I like the look of? I really like the apple peeler. Like it appealed to me. I like the look of it. It's a solid product, etc. So I might just decide one of the 3 products is just going to be my favorite product. Or for instance, I could be, for instance, an avid coffee drinker, which I am. Not as much as Mike, but I do like coffee. So I might choose the coffee grinder because I know more about coffee. As I said, I like to split things up. So like pick one for each different way you want to search. And by all means, as I said, like pick one you're passionate about. But for this one, I'm going to choose the knife sharpening whetstone kit. I think it's got a good combination of different things. It's got a lovely high profit margin. The revenue is really good, although not as good as our paper towel holder. However, it's the one I'm going to choose. And it's a perfectly acceptable decision. At this point, you can't choose a product that is wrong. So I'm going to click on the A. I'm going to make it red and I'm going to bold it. And there you go. I've picked my 3 products to take forward into the next lesson. Now, as I said before, we're not deleting any of the products that we don't take forward. You know, we might take these 3 forward into the next lesson and contact suppliers and, you know, all 3 might just not be right. And then you can come back and choose another 3 from this list. Alternatively, you know, because you've got more experience of this now and you will get a better feel for this whole thing after going through module 2, you might decide you want to do some more searching. You want to look deeper into some of these categories. And that's perfectly okay. Choosing your product is such an important part of this business model that you need to take your time. You know, if it takes a week, 4 weeks, whatever it is, however long it takes you, a couple of months, you know, however long it takes you is however long it takes you. It's that important that you get it right. Whatever happens, don't get hung up on this. If you're stuck, but if you've chosen 2 and you're stuck choosing the 3rd one, just pick one. Like literally, if you're that close to deciding between 2 of them, just pick one of them. You know, just pull the trigger, take that product, and then start contacting suppliers, which Mike is going to teach you exactly how to do in the next module. So what did we cover? Well, we covered how to narrow down your list to find your best 3 hot opportunities that you can take forward into Module 2. In the next lesson, you will discover how you can stretch the ASM criteria. Most importantly, the only ways you can stretch the ASM criteria if you need to. Your action step, quite simple. Pick your best 3 hot opportunities to take forward into Module 2. But that's it for this lesson. Take care.